What up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up? What's going on there to my Max Deal families out there? How y'all doing? It is, once again, your boy Rod, your boy Don. Don't worry, I'm going to explain what that means in a minute. Don't worry. Listen, it's another dope show about to hit your screen. It is your boy Rod and Don, Brooklyn Bears Ball Sports Show. We getting it in. We talking everything Kyrie today because that's what it's all about. Again, your boy is breaking news as always. I always say, even in 30 to 60 days, you can always rely on none other than your boy Kyrie to give us some content. How you feeling, Don?
I'm feeling fantastic. I'm feeling like I gave some type of prophetic declaration over his life. That is we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. I cannot wait to talk about this. And I'm excited about it.
But before y'all hear Don's more prophecies and so forth, okay, just make sure y'all subscribe, you like, and you share the videos right here, YouTube. When you click that all notification button, okay, make sure you get all our content hitting right in your phone, on your Mac, your laptops, whatever your devices are. Facebook is in the house. Y'all make sure y'all share, comment, give us your thoughts, give us your feedback. You like the show, you hate the show. Rod is often winning, beating Don in most cases. Whatever you got to say it. Let us know. We ain't afraid of the smoke. We want it all here because we boys from Brooklyn. Let's go.
Okay. As predicted, Kyrie Irving, highly sought after. I think by 5 teams. One of them being the Los Angeles Lakers.
Absolutely.
That's Rod's team.
Absolutely.
Rod's team was LeBron's head was down in his lap after he did not get the person that nobody wanted.
Is it me? Right.
Is it me?
Tweet. Yeah.
78 million retweets or views or whatever. Okay, so LeBron, who was interviewed by Wilbon, said that he was disappointed that he could not get Kyrie because Kyrie, he has chemistry with Kyrie. Yeah. He can win with Kyrie. Yeah. Now I'm asking you guys, does that sound like somebody that nobody wants? Rod said in our last show, nobody wants him. Now, Dallas Mavericks traded for Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris, okay? And in return, the Brooklyn Nets got Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, who was already with Brooklyn. He's a good scorer. We got a 2029 first-round pick, 2027, and 2029 second-round pick. So that is, for me, first of all, let's get this out. Kyrie was never going to sit the remainder of the season, okay? Because it was reported that if he didn't get traded, he was going to sit the rest of the season. Well, we now find out that if he had done that, it would have voided his contract and he wouldn't have been able it would have affected his pay. It would have affected his ability to be traded. So he was always going to play. So when we find out that all of these teams who Rod said would not be interested in him, do we really think that the Dallas Mavericks finally getting someone offensively to pair up with Luka, do we think that Mark Cuban would do this just for a 4-month rental? This is what I was trying to get Rod to understand. A max deal is going to happen. Do you think that the Lakers, you think the disappointment of LeBron, do you think if let's just say it's a rental, right, with Dallas, when the Lakers are coming to Kyrie in free agency, because they almost certainly will, if he doesn't get snatched up by the Mavericks, do you think it's going to be for anything other than a 4-year deal? Now, what I did say was this. I did say that even if they don't give him a max deal, he's going to get every bit of $220. And like I said, if they do a 2-year $100 million deal and then they do another 2-year 100, he's going to get max money. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not getting anything from him. He's not giving me a cut for saying he's going to get it, but I understand how it works. As long as you're productive, teams will look past stuff. Look at the NFL. Look at MLB. Look at the NBA. People are dysfunctional all the time. But if he was not one of the top 7 scorers in the league, maybe there wouldn't be interest because he has a lot of things going on. But the fact that he is averaging 27 plus points a game, there will always be suitors. Always there will be someone that is interested in his services. What do you say?
Well, listen, this is okay, let's put this in context, okay? When I said nobody would be interested in Kyrie, all right? Obviously, everybody is interested in Kyrie from a talent perspective. Can he help a team win? Of course he can. But my premise based on my position with Kyrie and a team, whether or not they wanted him, was all about the fact that can they sign him to a 4-year deal? Number one, would they want to sign him to a 4-year deal with guaranteed money, the max for a player of his caliber, and take the risk of what we know is very, very unpredictable? We look at the history of Kyrie Irving. Unlike a lot of players that are on a free agent market, a player of his caliber, you got to understand the risk that you're taking. It is a major risk. And Dallas, in this sense, yes, Dallas is interested. The Lakers clearly interested because of their history with LeBron. The Clippers showed interest. There were several teams that showed interest. Phoenix showed interest. In fact, we later saw it was revealed what they even offered. Chris Paul was even on the table as part of a three-way trade, deal that was going to be in the works. But again, the whole reality is the risk that you're going to take. It's not that I was just blatantly saying nobody's interested in him. My premise was, will a team sign him? No, I said that, but in further discussion, Don likes to soundbite my takes, you know what I'm trying to say, and just give everybody just a straight. That's what he said, right? But I said what I said in context. Right. I said that will a team, because me and Don is arguing, who's going to sign to a 4-year max? I said what I said, right? No, but what I'm saying is that, which again, and what I've been alluding to still exists. The Mavericks, will they be able to sign Kyrie to a 4-year deal? And that's the whole thing that you got to look at. Kyrie is going to definitely come out the gate looking engaged. He's going to certainly try his best to play well in Dallas. How him and Luka are going to be able to coexist with 2 dominant ball handlers, that's probably for another discussion. Maybe we'll touch on a little bit today. But I know we're talking about in reference to the future in terms of what happens with Kyrie with the Mavericks. Because if the Mavericks are not offering, and I don't know if it's true or not, I thought I may have read something, so I don't want to just go out here and just say it. But something where there was a 2-year extension that was on the table, something like that. I know the Lakers were entertaining that with Kyrie because they had concerns with that. And again, Kyrie is adamant he wants a 4-year max deal, which is what he wants from the Nets. Whatever he wanted from the Nets, that's what he's now going to want from Dallas. Will Dallas be able to do it? And I'm going to tell you the truth. The Mavericks only pulled the trigger on that because, number one, Mark Cuban is under fire in Dallas. In the Metro Dallas area locally, they believe he's done nothing for this team. Never got, what's his name? Jesus, I'm drawing a blank. Dirk Nowitzki, any help, though he did get the 2 finals and won one. But at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is he's done a poor job in getting Luka help. He did this out of desperation to show the fan base that we're willing to pull the trigger and do anything. And a lot of people in Dallas seem to be happy about it. They hope that this could be something that could work. But at the end of the day, understand the risk that you're going to take. And I don't know if Dallas is willing to take a risk. And that's why I told Don in our back channel talks, will the Mavericks be able to sign him to a long-term deal at some point, either this season or after the regular season? Are they going to extend that to him? They got to wait and see. We don't know what kind of Kyrie we're going to get. If it's going to be injuries or if it's going to be a distraction. We don't know.
So let me ask you a question based off of our previous show, because this is all I can go on. I hear what you're saying now, and I see that you're changing your tune to some degree. You want to hold your ground a little bit, but you're changing because you said nobody would mortgage their future for Kyrie. They wouldn't give up assets.
Can I say this?
They wouldn't give up assets for Kyrie.
Can I say this real quick? I will say this. I will go on record to say this. Okay, since Don wants to be adamant and not keep my statement in context, let's put it this way. I'm partially wrong that nobody wanted him. Okay, we're going to go with Don's argument I'm partially wrong.
5 teams.
5 teams wanted Kyrie. I said nobody will want him because nobody will want to sign him to a max deal. But let's keep the max deal contingency out of it. Nobody was going to take a chance on Kyrie. I was wrong. 5 teams. Partially wrong. And I only say partially because the other piece of my position was the max deal. Will a team sign him to a max deal? And that has yet to be seen. So that's why I'm only
just got traded. He just got traded.
You don't trade a guy unless you know you're going to sign him. You don't.
That is my point. This is you made my argument for
but
me.
I don't think they will.
You said Mark Cuban's under pressure, right? You said he's under pressure because he hasn't done anything. Luka has not had this level of help in his whole career. So everyone's looking like, yo, you're wasting Luka's talent because with another piece that is a bona fide scorer, they could really be something. They made it to the Western Conference Finals with just Luka. So certainly he's better than Brunson, is he not?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so from a standpoint, you think that Mark Cuban is going to trade for Kyrie, give away pieces, younger pieces that have a longer it's not about a salary dump. He's going to do this only for a 4-month rental and be like, yeah, we tried to get a top 5 scorer, and now it didn't work. 4 months, so let him go on about his business and then go sign with the Lakers. Does that make sense to you?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense.
Okay,
no,
so
I concur with that. I concur with that.
Oh man,
but
listen. If you were closer, I would hug you because now I want to embrace you because now it makes more sense. The more you hear it, the more it makes sense. All of those 5 teams understood when you are trying to get Kyrie. The reason why he wanted out of Brooklyn was he wanted a long-term deal. Don't bother getting him now.
Why didn't Brooklyn give him the deal, though? See, you got to look at the other side.
I never said Brooklyn. Listen, Joe Tsai.
Do you think Brooklyn should have given him a 4-year deal?
Joe Tsai.
I want to talk to you as a fan of the Brooklyn Nets.
Okay.
As a fan, do you think that you have been okay with them giving him a 4-year deal?
I would have because I think it should, as long as Kevin Durant is there, he should have been paired up with him. That's all I'm saying.
For 3.5 years.
Okay.
And what has come out of that?
And there have been a lot of injuries. They weren't as successful as it should have been. But you have to now look about retention, right? Because this looks bad on Brooklyn. Brooklyn is losing 2 superstars in less than a year. That's not a reflection on the players totally, right?
You don't think Kyrie had nothing to do with that ultimate divorce between the organization and
not
himself,
totally,
and even
not
with James
totally.
Harden leaving and being
not
traded.
Totally.
You don't think so?
No. James Harden, yes, because remember, Kyrie, KD, they have rings. They're champions. Harden is not wanting to waste his time and be like, hey, listen, you guys, you don't want to get vaccinated. You're dealing with an injury. Hey, listen, what am I doing? I'm wasting my time. Let me go to a championship team. So I get that. I'm not mad at Harden for making that decision. He made a business decision.
But you don't think that business decision was propelled by Kyrie's behavior towards him and his lack of interest in basketball at that time? Was Harden not playing well for y'all when he was there?
Of course he was.
All right,
it was by the fact that Kyrie, he was not willing to get vaccinated. So that affected the team chemistry. That affected everything because he can only play away games. Remember, he couldn't play.
Right.
So that had a lot to do with it. The majority of it had to do with Kyrie's unwillingness to play. But when they played together, they were an excellent team.
So as a business person though, D, right? Okay, now put your business cap on for a minute. Aside from your heart as a fan, do you think a team, while no one is excoriating Kyrie for his convictions, he didn't want to get vaccinated. That's fine. No, it is what it is. There were a lot of players that didn't get vaccinated. It was really the New York City mandate, right? That really kind of put him in that pickle. But he said no, he didn't want to do it.
And California, because with the Warriors, the whole situation.
Right, exactly, with the Warriors. So, but as a business person, if you're Joe Tsai, do you want to take a chance on a player whose convictions, in most cases, could trump his ability to be available on the court? Do you want to invest $220 million in a guy who hasn't given you a whole lot of games? He's only played 140 games in total for the 3.5 years, 73 of them with KD, right? And a lot of it had to do with his own getting suspended, injuries, different things of that nature. But nevertheless, he's not available. Do you think the Nets were going to invest in that? And then you don't think other teams are looking at that the same way? Because I think a lot of teams just want to get a splash for this year. That's really what I think. Because listen, D, if another team if the Mavericks don't sign him, they don't lose anything. They don't lose it. They lost Dinwiddie and Dorian Smith. They don't lose anything.
And draft picks and stuff like that, they lose 2 players and 3 picks. Not a big deal.
No, because the experiment is worth it. The experiment is worth it. And that's really what you're going to see these next 3 months. It's all
so the Lakers, if the Mavericks don't sign him, the Lakers will have 0 interest in Kyrie.
Sure, they'll have interest in Kyrie. No,
why?
I know, honestly.
Why would they?
No, they would, only because of LeBron. That's the only reason why. Only because of LeBron.
Okay.
Because LeBron is the only one that can corral him in. At least they hope. I don't think LeBron will. I think that's a different Kyrie. Kyrie blew that team up. Remember, that last finals that Cleveland went to, Kyrie was not there. He voted out. He said, I want to be traded. I'm tired of living in LeBron's shadow. I'm out. And from that day on, from that moment, we've seen the Kyrie that we've seen. So I don't know if LeBron would even be able to corral Kyrie. And I'll be honest with you.
Still he wants him though.
He wants him because LeBron,
and the Lakers want him. And where the Lakers weren't willing to give up, their 2027 and 2029 first round draft.
They offered them. No, they offered the Nets. What it was the deal was Austin Reeves. They didn't want to give up Austin Reeves. That's who they and the other young kid that we got. They didn't want to give them up.
Christie.
But you know what though, Don? I'm gonna tell you the truth. As a Laker fan, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm glad that they did. I actually stand in concert with Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss on this. You know what, LeBron? Bump you. And here's why I say that. LeBron, we've done everything you've asked us to do. We traded away. We got Hart, Brandon Ingram, LaMelo Ball. We traded them to the Pelicans. We get AD, right? Who also hasn't been available. Yes, we got a chip out of it, so we got something in return, right? But here's the truth of the matter. You wanted, that was the first core of young players that we got rid of. You wanted to bring in, you and AD, wanted to bring in Westbrook. You knew Westbrook wasn't going to fit. Frank Vogel was saying it. This is not a good fit for us. Number one, he plays no defense. Vogel is a defensive-minded coach. He told him, this is not going to work. They insisted that they get Westbrook. As you said last week, DeMar Rosen was on the table. You could have had him. You didn't get it. Long story short, they end up getting rid of KCP, a good defender, 41% three-point shooter, okay? You didn't sign back Caruso. You let Kuzma go to Washington as well with KCP to bring in Westbrook, which was a complete disaster. Guess what, LeBron? No more. We're not doing it for you no more. That's it.
So just get your 36 points. Get your 36 points and shut up.
Get your 36 points and shut up. Because you know why? You put the Lakers, because you know what it is, Don? The Lakers aren't going to get anybody. Westbrook is, nobody wants him. Nobody wants him. Even though he's an expiring contract, nobody wants him. And you put, meaning LeBron, you put this team in that position. Pelinka and Jeannie Buss did everything you asked them to do. Now you want them to get rid of the mortgage of their future to do what? To see if they could get a chip. The Lakers are not going to win. The Lakers are not going to win. They're not going to win. They're not in a position to win. They're not. So what was the purpose of that?
You don't think getting Kyrie, AD, and LeBron the way he's playing would have been put you guys at least made you more competitive, having a chance to win the West? The West is not really that great. To be honest,
it's not. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Dodi. You're still gonna be strapped. You got AD, Kyrie, and LeBron. Somebody's got to take a pay cut. You're gonna have to still get shooters around them. You're still gonna have to build some type of team around them, which you're gonna be salary. Everybody's gonna be on an exception deal for the most part, right? So at the end of the day, and they're not available. AD right now, his fingernail is bothering him. There's a fingernail somewhere on his hand that is giving him trouble. You understand what I'm saying? Kyrie is either going to be a distraction or he's going to be injured. LeBron is getting injured now at this stage of his career, though he's playing, great ball. So I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think so. I think the Lakers really need to start looking at how to rebuild. I think they need to trade AD while he can still get some stock for him and begin to build a young team. And that's what the Lakers need to do. It's hard to do that because they're still
Lakers don't rebuild,
they need marquee players. They need marquee.
I thought Lakers don't rebuild. They don't just retool, right?
Yeah, that's what they do. But hey, you gotta.
So to sum up my point of what I thought was going to happen, the first leg of what I ultimately think was going to happen is going to happen. And I'm sure these teams had to come into it even with interest, kicking the tires about the deal and what they were willing to give up, willing not to give up. That Kyrie was interested in a long-term deal. Why bother if you're not willing to get? Because at the end of the day, at some point, even if it's 4 months, even if towards the end, Kyrie is not going to look. He's not going to play the balance of the year. He's looking for a trade and some commitment almost immediately.
Who, Kyrie? You mean?
Yeah, you think Mark Cuban or is going to just not give him? You think he's going to let him just play out?
I think so. You know why? Because
absolutely not.
This is an experiential trade, like any other team. Think about the teams that wanted him. Who were they giving up? What were they going to be giving up for Kyrie? They wasn't giving up nothing. Even these picks. If the truth be told, Dallas got away with highway robbery. They took KD for nothing. It was almost remind me of the Pau Gasol trade with the Lakers in Memphis. They got nothing.
I actually like the trade. I like the trade. I'm going to be honest.
So let me ask you a question. As a Net fan, now let's move back to the Net fan. Do you think your team stand a chance to win now that you got no Kyrie? Because I would think as a Net fan, you have to be somewhat disheartened by what you see.
Well, Thursday is the trade deadline.
Okay.
Thursday.
So if they don't improve their team beyond what it is right now, how would you feel about your chances winning the final?
We're the fourth best team in the East. Worst case scenario,
y'all win the final. So how does that make you feel? So what do you say to this then? I mean, what do you who do you blame for the position that your team now that was playing great basketball? Jacque Vaughn came in, turned him around, got rid of all the distractions. Kyrie was playing good basketball the last month and a half or so, even with KD out. KD's getting ready to come back. Y'all was, D. Y'all had something going, clocks and everybody's rocking. So
I'll tell you who I blame.
What's the problem?
Josiah is
you blame Josiah?
Absolutely.
How?
Absolutely.
Can you unpack that for me, please?
Okay, so Kyrie wants an extension, right? And going to Dallas, right? This is why I think it is almost certain that Mark Cuban wouldn't have made that move unless that was kind of in the plan. But if you ultimately knowing that Kyrie was not going to sit out the rest of the game or rest of the season and pout about it, because it only brings down his value, right? And then there is a part of the contract that would be voided. If he sits out, he could say he's injured, whatever. He could say an injury thing, but I don't think he needs to, because he wants a long-term deal, he needs to further showcase his skills for potential suitors in free agency. Let's just say Brooklyn Nets let him go for nothing, right? He can go to any team, right? He was going to still keep playing. Him and KD, we know KD is not a powder. KD is going to ball,
KD's not
right?
a powder. Didn't he ask for a trade before the season started?
And then what did he do? And then what did he do?
And then he pulled back after they finished talking.
When I mean powder,
that's a problem in itself.
When I mean powder, I'm talking about the level of James Harden, people, AD. I'm talking about those people that will force a trade.
Okay, yeah.
KD will say at the end of the day, AD, Harden, those people forced a trade. KD says, okay, I want to trade. It didn't happen. I'm going to ball out. And that's what he did. So I think that the Nets, there was no incentive, because if you said it's highway robbery, I don't think so. But if you said it's highway robbery, then what was the rush? Just because he said he wanted to get out and trade him? You people request stuff all the time.
Because he would have been a distraction, D. If you didn't trade Kyrie after he coming out saying publicly he's demanding or requesting a trade, what kind of chemistry, what kind of uncomfortability would have been created? The chemistry for that team, and Kyrie can pout. He did it with LeBron in Cleveland in his last year. They didn't talk for 2-3 weeks during the playoffs. He said nothing to LeBron, never talked to him, didn't talk to his teammates, shut everybody down. Kyrie is moody. He's capricious. He's attitudinal. That's how he is. So you don't think he would have carried that posture through the rest of the season if Josiah didn't give him his demand? What do you think? He had no choice. His hands were tied.
I don't think. I think he had a choice.
The Lakers.
I think he had a choice. I think he had a choice. Because, I mean, I know a situation is different. Kevin Durant still had years on his contract, but he didn't. Kevin Durant requested a trade. They ignored it and said, no, you're going to play. They could have said the same thing. You can do and go to whatever team you want after this year. We don't have to trade you. Play or not.
But I think they worked it out with KD. In other words, I don't think they ignored his trade request. I think they said, look, KD, this is what we're trying to do. He didn't get traded.
We're talking about what ultimately happened. Whether they
So what ultimately happened?
Massaged his shoulders when they said no or not. They didn't trade him.
They didn't trade him. Okay, fine.
So they could have done the same thing with Kyrie. Say, you know what? You're still under contract. You're gonna play the rest of this season and then go about your business.
You just answered the question by saying everybody's different in their personality. You know that it wouldn't have worked with Kyrie. You know that, right? That wasn't.
So you think he was going to sit out?
No, he wasn't going to sit out. But I tell you what he would have done, just like you've been alluding to. He would have faked a toenail injury. That's exactly what he would have done. And he would have sat out and got money and not played. That's exactly what he would have done. You know that. See, KD likes the ball, so it don't matter. When KD is legitimately hurt, he's hurt. He ain't faking no injury like AD and Harden and Kyrie. He is at least integral to the game of basketball because he loves the ball. I give KD credit for that. That's not Kyrie. Kyrie is selfish. He don't care about nobody but himself. It's only about him. Yes, he felt like there shouldn't have been no conditions and stipulations in the Max deal he was going to get. But what do you expect an ownership to do after the history that you not only carried in Brooklyn, but you did it in Boston, you did it in Cleveland, and you're still showing more signs of the same? Listen, at some point, listen, I'm player first, right? I believe that the players, they make the money. They are the people they are the commodity. They're the thing that's driving this league, making these owners billions of dollars. I'm pro player all the time. But D, at some point, you got to say, look, man, I can't blame Joe Tsai at some point. I'm not saying that him and Sean Marks were completely absolved from anything as relates to their position or their contribution to what we see now in Brooklyn. But at the end of the day, it all centers around Kyrie, man. I mean, at the end of the day, he's the centerpiece of all of the things that we see. And if I was a Brooklyn fan, I am pissed right now because the truth is, you may not get anybody but Dinwiddie. That's it. And he's a good player, but he ain't moving the needle. And KD's going to be like, yo, end of this year, I'm out. I'm forcing a trade. I don't care no more. Don't massage my shoulders. Don't tell me what we're going to do next. I have no confidence in this management. I'm done. And if that's KD, and I guarantee you that's a position that he's going to end up taking. That's just me.
So is the trade deadline over yet?
Oh, Lord. So
you
saw stuff with getting Fred VanVleet. You think he's any better than Dinwiddie? I don't think he's any. In fact, if I think Dinwiddie is better than him. That's not moving the needle. Fred VanVleet ain't moving the needle.
I've heard a few different people other than VanVleet. I heard Pascal Siakam. That's a big move. So he's garbage, right?
No, he's not garbage. No, he's not garbage.
So
he's good size.
So my question is this: we need what are our needs? We need size. We need size, superstar. And we need scorers.
Right. So who's going to be a scorer for you?
So Pascal Siakam, who's averaging probably 24, 25 points. That's not enough. We have to have 27 for 27, is what you're saying, in order for us to be competitive. That doesn't make sense.
But D, I'm just saying.
All right. So Kyrie is a great scorer, great player, and I hate that we lost him. But Spencer Dinwiddie's a better defender, so I'll take his 17 points and his defense over Kyrie. Dorian Finney-Smith is a good wing defender. He usually gets some of the top players when he's playing defense.
Yeah, Dorian's a good defender, no question.
Okay, so you don't think those two together equal Kyrie? Who cares about 27 points?
Okay.
When you got bigger, you got younger, and you got better defense. It's not a terrible. I don't think we got robbed. And if we can package those picks into some more players, let's hold off about how bad the team is until Thursday.
I don't disagree with that. I think, yeah, if you got a Pascal.
One of our teams will definitely not get better. I can guarantee that.
Oh, no, the Lakers. But see, I
Wednesday,
can admit that. But
there's
see,
a
I'm
team that's
okay.
done.
I'm comfortable in my skin
No,
to
you're not.
say
No, you're
that
not.
the Lakers. I told you moments ago the Lakers are not going to win anything. That's why the brass don't want to do nothing for LeBron, because it's not going to move the
They
needle.
wanted
It's
to.
not going to change anything.
Josiah didn't want to do it. They offered all
I mean,
of
of
that
course
up.
they offered. I mean, not to say that they didn't want Kyrie, but at the
So
end of
what
the
are you saying?
day, but what I'm saying at the end of the day, the brass is saying we don't want Kyrie on a rental because we're not gonna sign him to a 4-year deal, and we're not giving up young players to a guy. They was thinking about giving him a 2-year, $88 million deal because he could get that in the trade. Or he could turn it down, decline that offer, and then get the maxes, which is what he wants. So at the end of the day, he wasn't going to take the 2-year. He wanted the 4-year max, which I'm sure LeBron was trying to tell them, sign him to a 4-year deal. And the brass is like, no, we're not. We're not taking a chance on that dude. Not at all.
We don't know if they would have done that. Had he gone to the Lakers, he would have gotten that 4-year deal.
I don't believe so.
It didn't happen, so we don't know. We'll see how.
Dallas is not going to give him a 4-year deal. I guarantee. I'm telling you, they're not going to sign him to a 4-year deal. I guarantee you. This is an experiment. They didn't lose anything. That's why
they didn't lose anything.
What did Dallas lose? A 29 and a 27 draft? That means nothing to them right now. That's nothing.
Okay.
They don't want to lose Luka. If anything, that's the only reason why.
And so if Luka doesn't get any help, so 4 months is going to show Luka that we support you and we're behind you. And we traded away. Okay, number one, you didn't sign the point guard that just went to the Knicks, right? You could have gotten him for a lot cheaper than even Kyrie.
Absolutely.
You could have got him for $100 million, $20 million a year.
Facts.
You didn't. You let him walk.
Right.
He's balling out in New York, right? So now you bring Kyrie Irving, top 5 scorer in the league currently, and you're going to let him float off because of years. Because
I guarantee. What's going to happen is, again, like the Nets, depending upon. Okay, let me put it to you this way, D. If Kyrie, which I believe he will, right? If he plays basketball, he's engaged in basketball. I don't want to say behaves well and be a good look. I don't like using terms like that. If he just engages himself in basketball, y'all
watch the last show. He said that he needs to behave.
According to the people. They were one of the. I know. I put that in air quotes though to say, look.
I hold you accountable for everything you say on this show.
I know, but you only hear what you want to hear. You don't hear everything. You don't hear nothing in content. You hear I hear the voice of the. Oh, I heard one. That's it. That's all you hear. You don't hear the whole scripture. You just hear that one word. That's it. I'm saying is that there has to be a lot of things that fall into play for Kyrie. If Kyrie, God forbid, gets hurt, causes a distraction in Dallas. They see that it doesn't work for them. If Jason Kidd can't find a way to maybe get them guys in a pick and roll where they can somehow be able to play off their strength because they're both ball dominant.
And you know what? They said it wasn't two ball dominant players couldn't work together. Let me give you a few examples of ball dominant players who worked out. James Harden and Kyrie, they worked out. They were both ball dominant, were they not?
Did they win a chip?
Westbrook.
What are we talking about? We're talking about winning some games.
Wait.
Finals.
You're saying it's not working chemistry-wise. Does Luka have a ring now?
Luka has no ring, and he won't get one playing with a ball-dominant Kyrie.
So Luka doesn't have a ring, right? Right. But he was still able to go to the Western Conference Finals without a ring and with someone who is as far as player to player, a less skilled player than Kyrie. I'm just coming from the standpoint, see, what you try to do is once I give you examples, you try to take away from it. Ball dominance, as far as two players that are used to having the ball in their hands.
And who was your first example that you said? You said Harden and who?
Harden and Kyrie Irving. They're both
Harden
ball
and
dominant.
Kyrie when in Brooklyn?
That
lasted 29 games.
So let me give you another one.
That didn't work. So when did that work?
Westbrook and Harden. When they played together, they were 13-3.
Oh, but let's put this in context though. Harden was distributing the ball though. He was running the point and he was distributing. Okay. So he had the ball, but he was also distributing. That's why him and Kyrie and KD was able to flow in. He wasn't shooting. He wasn't looking for a shot like he did in Houston.
So there is a compromise that obviously. So does AD get all the shots that he had when he was in New Orleans, when he went to the Lakers?
For the most part,
did Chris Bosh get all the shots he was getting in Toronto when he went to Miami?
He had the compromise, right?
Did Dwayne Wade get all the shots he was getting prior to LeBron getting there? Everyone has to compromise in order to be successful.
So do you think the compromise is going to cover Luka and Kyrie?
Well, they don't necessarily have to play the whole game together, right? Someone has to rest.
You think in the fourth quarter, right? When you think about two guys like that, you're not thinking about the first quarter. You're thinking about the fourth quarter with about 8 minutes left. Who's going to be the guy that's going to be the one to take that team home and ride them on the way?
I think they'll take turns. I think Luka needs help more. If Luka is smart, right? Mm-hmm. Luka will accept the help more than being totally the man. If he's smart for the longevity of his career, and to not be a person that gets to a certain level and then better constructed teams will pretty much have you exit. So he has Luka has never had another scorer that arguably can put up just as many points as him.
Absolutely.
And finishes at the rim better than him, has a better handle, is a scorer.
He's not a better player though, but I hear your point.
Okay. Luka's bigger than him, yeah.
Luka, I think, has more skill to his game than Kyrie. Kyrie's a scorer.
Wait, overall?
Overall. I mean, Luka and Kyrie both can't play defense. I don't agree with that.
They both don't play defense. Who's a better scorer? They don't play defense.
I don't know. I think that's argued. I think that could be argued either way. I think Luka scores as many points as Kyrie. And of course he's bigger, but he does rebound. He passes more, and he orchestrates better. Kyrie is not an orchestrator. Kyrie is a straight scorer.
So Luka averages 30-something points, right? And he's the only show in town, right? And Kyrie averages 27 with another superstar. So who is a better player? Who's a better scorer? I'm trying to understand this. Who's a better player?
Wait, what did you just say? I didn't know what you just said. What did you just say?
All right. So Luka is averaging 30 points. I think he's either one or two as far as scoring. He may be number one, right? And he's averaging 32, something like that. I don't know his exact numbers, but it's in the 30.
Okay.
Kyrie is averaging 27 with another superstar who's also averaging in the high 20s, 28, 29 points. So if you're a better scorer, right, and you are the man, you're getting all the shots because no one's deferring to he's not deferring to any player. He's taking all the shots. I think score for score, Kyrie is a better scorer than Luka. Yeah, Luka's bigger, but overall, if we're talking about pure score, because neither one of them are known for their defense. But if we're talking about pure scoring, who can finish at the rim, who can go, who is not afraid, although he's only 6'2", will take it to the rim, either hand, dribble. In my opinion, there is really no question who's a better scorer and a better player. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Nah, well, Luka is number 2. He's going behind Embiid. He's averaging 33.4, and Kyrie is 11 with 27.1. Okay, but Kyrie's played 40 games, and Luka's played 47. So and actually Kyrie is he has more assists per game. He's averaging.
Wait a minute, are you serious?
No, I take that back. I mean, Luka is averaging 8 assists a game. Okay, and Kyrie is averaging 5.3 assists a game. All right, obviously Luka's a better rebounder. He's averaging 9 because of the height in the position he plays. I don't know, D. I mean, when you look and in field goal percentage, Luka is shooting 50% from the field. Kyrie is shooting 48, right? And in the 3-point, Kyrie's shooting 37% and Luka's shooting 35%. They're on par. That's why I say arguably you can go with one or the other. I kind of like Luka's game a little bit more because I think
he's younger. You have more runway.
I think he's more. I just think he has more of an arsenal than what Kyrie. Kyrie's a pure shooter. That's what Kyrie could shoot and score around the rim. Definitely great around the basket. I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I'm not debating you. I'm just saying that I think arguably can go either way. But somebody's going to have to defer, right? And I think that's the point you're trying to make. So, I mean, can Kyrie lead anybody? You think Kyrie is a leader to lead anybody? Kyrie can't lead anyone to know anything. So if Luka has to take a back seat, I still think Luka, like KD, had to be and LeBron had to be, they got to be number one. If you relying on Kyrie to be the number one guy and Luka defers to him every night, and it's like, hey, Kyrie, this is kind of your team like LeBron was doing with AD, that's not going to work. Kyrie is not that kind of guy. He's not going to lead. You got to still have somebody like Luka. I still think that has to kind of take, he's got the help. And obviously, Kyrie's a huge help, and it's going to be nice. Kyrie is going to ball out. They might end up with both 45 points in the night. But at the end of the day, I still think it's got to be Luka. Kyrie is not proving that. Luka took a team to a conference finals. What did Kyrie do? Kyrie's done nothing. Zero. Zilch. He was crap before LeBron got there in Cleveland. Okay, they was in the bottom feeders when he got there. Okay, when LeBron went back to Cleveland, he did nothing with Boston, and he can't do nothing to the Nets. Okay, because without KD, they stand no chance. Okay, so at the end of the day, I think Luka's got to be that guy. That's just my opinion. But I love Kyrie. I think Kyrie is one of the most artistic players.
After you said that, after you said all that, I can tell you love him. Unbelievable.
I'm just stating facts.
Unbelievable. You're not stating facts.
I'm just stating facts. That's not facts.
He's the worst person in the world. But he's good. I'm going to watch the game right now. Like,
let me ask you, you don't think Luka's done more with less than Kyrie's had superstars playing with him? From the Jaylen Brown.
No. I'm saying Luka has done more with less, but Luka has the ball in his hands for 23 and a half seconds of the shot clock.
Yeah.
And then he will force it into a corner, and you better hit that shot in the corner.
Yeah.
It's a different. I want to see how he plays with another superstar or someone that is on par. Whether you think it's 1A, 1B, that's going to see. Let's see how he plays with that, and we'll see how good he is. Because when it's just one voice that you hear, one person making all of the decisions, we don't know how good of a floor general he is because he's playing with everyone lower than him, right? Is he elevating their game? No, he's taking the majority of the shots. Yeah, they are good complementary pieces around him, but in order for them to be successful, he's going to need somebody who is, hey, let me get a breather, start of the fourth quarter. I need someone that's going to hold that offense down, right? And get their buckets. And then when we're going down the stretch, and when they try to take the ball out of my hands, who's somebody that can guarantee to get their shot and score? And now you have that with Kyrie. There's no doubling or taking someone out the game. You're going to have to be concerned with both of them. So let's see how it works. There have been ball dominant players before who have, Harden and Westbrook. That was two ball dominant. People were saying there's how many Chris Paul and Harden. How many balls is there? Everyone was saying, there's only one ball. Like who's going to get all these shots? Teams, great players will seem and figure out how to make it work. Because if now your focus is winning, you'll figure it out. If you still want to, I want to keep my numbers. I still want to be, 30 something points. And I want to make sure that I'm still at 28 or 29 points. Then that's where the problem comes in. But if you're saying, hey, I'm going to go hard. We're going to play team ball and whatever it takes to work, let's do it. So, I think it's all going to work out. We'll see how everything works.
I almost want to do another show tomorrow. I almost want to do another show tomorrow.
We'll do another show later this week after the trade deadline.
Yeah,
and of course, we want to talk Super Bowl. We're going to do all of that stuff.
Yes, we do.
But this is the first installment of Rod being wrong. That's going to be the title of the show. Rod was wrong. He was wrong. No, Colonel Sanders, you're wrong. Your mama was wrong again. That's from Waterboy. But in any case, listen, wrong. Rod wrong part one.
Partially.
And then when we hear, and it comes across the taper at ESPN, Kyrie just signs a long-term deal with Rod wrong again part two. We're going to have our next installment. But listen, in any case. Boy.
If he gets a 4-year, I'll wear a Nets hat. All right. I'm gonna wear some Nets gear. I'll put on some Nets hat. Okay.
Look at you trying to create something now.
I'm trying to create something.
Okay, I like that.
And it won't take as long as it took me to wear the 49er hat.
You'll wait till exactly. Yeah, you'll be. Listen, it's baseball season now. You're gonna wait till it's rabbit season. Yeah. So listen. In any case, it was a pleasure. having this short discussion with you.
Yes,
and you know, highlighting the errors of your ways. It's all good, man. Listen, shout out to Infinite Audio for the music. This was the perfect music to show Rod he was wrong.
Oh, God.
Over this beat. You were wrong. You were wrong. You were wrong. I'm telling you, this was perfect. Shout out to Kingdom Creator for the production. Fantastic show. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please like, share, subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube page. Listen, stay tuned. Listen, the Nets are still got things to do. Hopefully, it's not KD news where he's going to Phoenix or something. But if KD stays and we get through Thursday, I think Brooklyn's going to be all right.
You never know with Brooklyn.
We never know. But listen, Rod, it was a pleasure. I'll be talking to you soon.
Yes, indeed,
I'm sure we'll be
friend.
texting back and forth.
Yes, we will. Oh, yes, we will. No doubt.
Absolutely, man. Until next time. Thanks, everyone. Peace.